Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. We're trying to bring you a little bit of cheer during this crazy, crazy time when everybody's locked in their homes. So, as you may have heard, all of Marquis's shows have been canceled because the theater is unfortunately had to close, just social distancing. They have to, right? And so unfortunately, all of our kids have been put in a position where they're not able to perform their shows. So I thought what would be fun would be for you to meet some of them through an interview process. So we have some of our cast members from High School Musical, and today I've invited our Gabriellas and Troys. So I'm going to have our Gabriellas come on to the screen first, ladies first. So come on in, ladies. These are Gabriellas. Look at them all. So we have Victoria, we have Persia, Haley, Bethany, and Layla. And what lovely ladies they definitely are. And I want to just welcome you and thank you for taking some time out of your day to be here to do this and to share some joy with some people out there. I want to just ask you a few questions about your role of Gabriella. First of all, some people may never have seen this show or this movie, and maybe they don't even know, okay, so what's so great about Gabriella? Does anybody want to share? Just put your hand up if you have an answer to share. Who is Gabriella in this story? Persia.
Gabriella she's like a new girl that came to high school, and she usually moves to different high schools like every year. And she comes to this new one not wanting to be the person she always is at other high schools, or at other schools, which is like a smart kid, like kind of like a teacher's pet, like a brainiac. So she wants to kind of start over and be like a different person. But then she meets Troy and everything changes.
Right? You guys can open your mics, the rest of you too, if you want. Does anybody else have something to share? Anything different that hasn't been said already? She definitely is a smart girl, very smart girl. She's also nice. She's a likable character, right? Would you say? Anything else that you can share about what she's like? What her personality would be like? Nope, we covered it all.
She's kind of introverted. She's shy.
Yeah.
Like she has kind of stage fright.
A little bit, yeah, right? Yeah, that's not her thing. She's not a thespian like you really are, right? So that's actually a great, let's bounce into that. So how is Gabriella like you in any way? Is she like you in any way?
Yeah, at my school, I'm kind of like thought of as the same thing, like a shyer girl, and like people like think of me as like a teacher's pet, kind of smarty pants type thing. So, but they also know that I do theater, and I know that's something that Gabriella gets into later. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, it sounds like you are Gabriella. Cool. Anybody else have anything to add to that on your own experience? Victoria, anything?
No, not that much. I'm not really the same as her. It's because I'm not very shy. Sorry. Can you hear me better? I'm not very shy that much. I'm kind of more extroverted. So I'm not like that kind of side of Gabriella. And I'm not really known as like one of the really smart kids in my class. Like I'm just like an average student basically. So
Right.
I wouldn't say I'm that similar to her.
So would you say that this role was a really good stretch for you in terms of acting?
Yeah, I think it was really fun to like get to practice being Gabriella because it was a little different.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so over to you, Layla and Bethany, because you haven't really spoken yet. I'm going to ask you, what is something that you've done or that you continue to do to help you to prepare for this role? Is there something specific that you've done? Can't hear you, Layla.
I've watched High School Musical so many times.
You're very, 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 very quiet, like really quiet. While you work on that, I'm going to go to Bethany, and then we'll come back to you, okay?
What I do to like prepare for the role, well, like what I do for like all roles is like I get an app so that I can like practice the lines, but like so I would record like the other people's lines.
Very
So
good.
yeah, so then and then I would read like at the first part, like the first like part of the year, like of like doing like the play, like practicing, I would just read my lines
Hmm.
and then I would like practice like with friends and then so I would try
Great.
memorizing them and then like just like practicing every day. And like if there's a movie, I would watch it so then I would know like what she's like and stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, because Gabriella has a lot of lines. You guys have a lot of memorization to work on. Layla, did you get it working?
Can you hear me now?
Nope. Can you get closer maybe? Let's see if that works.
Is that good?
Can you guys hear her? It's very, 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 very faint. Do you have a headset that you can get that has a microphone on it? You think so? Okay, go grab that. Or can somebody get it for you? All right, perfect. Um, so what is your experience in theater? Aside from this role, what has been your experience in theater? Victoria, let's start with you.
The first thing I did at Marquee was The Little Mermaid, and I've got the role of Sebastian, so that was the first thing I did at Marquee. And then after that, I did Mary Poppins in the fall last year, and I got Mary Poppins. And then the during the summer, like this summer, I did Frozen and I got Elsa. And then now I'm doing, and then I did Aladdin and I got Jasmine, and now I'm doing Gabriella. So that's like kind of just what I did at Marquee. And I
Yeah.
haven't done that much theater outside of Marquee. I did like a Glee camp thing at this place called Randolph. It's downtown.
Yep.
But that's kind of what all I did.
A lot of our students have gone on to Randolph when they graduated from high school. A number of our students are there now. Some of them have graduated and they're off doing professional theater and commercials, film, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a good school. Haley, how about you?
My first show at Marquee was I was 8 years old. It was actually a summer camp, and it was High School Musical too.
Oh, that's
Um,
so funny.
yeah,
Fabulous.
yeah.
Mm.
I really wanted to be Gabriella back then, but I was really young and I was super shy. And so like that was kind of like the first thing that I encountered with like theater, and I got like an ensemble, which was really fun. But I knew I wanted to start to get into like the bigger roles. So throughout the years, like High School Musical, this one would have been my 17th show. Um, and so like
Wow.
throughout each shows, I've gotten more confident, and now that like I actually got to the point where I wanted to be.
You definitely have grown in confidence and in your skill set too. You've grown a
Thank you.
lot in your ability. So that's been fun. It's a joy for me to watch you guys as you go through that. Persia, over to you.
I've only done 4 shows at Marquee. I've done Mary Poppins, which I was ensemble, and then I did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I was the Baroness, which was really fun because that was my first like big role. And then
Hilarious role, and you were very good at it.
yeah, thank you. And then I got Aladdin, not Aladdin, but I got Jasmine in Aladdin, and then I got Gabriella in High School Musical, but unfortunately we don't get to perform that one, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Layla, how you doing? Is your mic working now?
Yeah, my sister changed the setting.
Oh, yay, sisters. Okay, so what we're talking about now is your background in theater. Tell us a little bit about your background and stuff that you've done at
Um,
Marquee.
well, so I came to Marquee when I was 7, and I've always loved singing and acting and dancing and all that. So the first show I did was Shrek, and well, it was the
I
intermediate.
love that show.
So it was the Shrek and Hairspray, and Hairspray was one of my favorite shows that I did because I got Penny. And um, yeah, been doing a lot of shows. Got I was very fortunate because I got to do some with my sisters, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Perfect. And Bethany, over to you. Your microphone's turned
Um,
on. There you go.
My first show was The Lion King, and I was 11, and I got Nala, and then I did Chitty the next year, and I got ensemble, but that was still really fun because like there's so many like dances that you can like that you have to learn, and there's still so much to practice. So
Right.
that was still really fun. And then this year I did Aladdin and I got Jasmine, and then I got Gabriella. And before that I wasn't like at Marquee, but I did like vocal ensemble, which was like a little group with just like singing and then like little performances, but
Yeah.
like not as big of a production as Marquee. So it was fun like going to Marquee and seeing like all like the costumes and everything, and it was yeah.
Perfect. Well, we're so glad to have you there, and then you'll know that like, yeah, I think you, when you look back now on your lives as a performers that you've had so far, all these experiences, no matter how little they were, whether a church performance, a school performance, whatever it might be, they're all stepping stones that help you to improve your skills and build upon what you did last, right? Usually that's how we hope that you'll see it, because that's the journey, is figuring out what is the stuff that I'm learning, and picking up and building on that. And so I want to say thank you for sharing all of those, your personal experiences with us. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to just to turn off your cameras, because I'm going to invite our Troys into the room now. So come on, boys, come on into the room. Hi, boys and girls. As you can see, folks, oh, Lucas's camera is supposed to be on. Did we lose Lucas? There you are. I think, oh, there you are. You were frozen for a moment. You guys can unmute your microphones, please. And as the folks can see out there, we do have a couple of female Ryans. Ryan is a male character, but in theater, sometimes you do what we call gender bending, and it doesn't really matter who the actor really is, gender-wise. It's about how they portray the role, and so we have some people who are quite open to bending the gender, and we're so glad that you did that, Kayla and Cecilia. And we have Jordan, Ryan, and Lucas also here, who also play Ryan. Not Ryan. I keep saying Ryan. You guys are Troys. Duh. Ryan. Sorry. Troy. You guys are all Troys. So who can tell us a little bit about the character Troy? Because some people out there may not have ever heard of this show. Jordan, you go first.
All right. So Troy in East High, the school, he's basically the most popular. He's the captain of the basketball team. Everyone knows him. Everyone loves him. But with that comes a lot of pressure. And that's sort of seen throughout. His friends are sort of negging him on to be completely focused on basketball, not do anything. But Troy wants to pursue singing, because after he met Gabriella, he realized that's what he wants to pursue. That's what he wants to pursue. That's what he wants his passion to be. But he's pressured to be just that basketball kid, stick to the status quo and just be that person everyone else wants to be. So he's confident, but can be awkward and sort of insecure at times.
Yeah. Cool. Ryan, did you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, sure. So like Jordan said, he's like the basketball guy. But then as the show progresses, with the help of Gabriella, him and Gabriella are kind of like the middle ground between the cliques, although just kind of basketball and theater, but they also kind of connect all the others. And that's kind of what they do. They help join them all together and connect them up. So
very good observation. Yeah, for sure. All right. Anybody have anything else to add to that? No? All right. So tell me, I know that we don't get to actually perform your particular production in full. We're hoping to do some parts of it in the near future, perhaps at some town events, and get you guys to be featured in some of these things. We're really hoping to put that together. Time will tell. Let's tell these people, like, how did you guys prepare for your role? Is there something that you were able to do? I mean, Troy plays basketball. Lucas, can you speak to that?
Well, yeah, well, me myself, I do play basketball like on a rep team. So Troy was pretty much like who I really am in high school because I love basketball, but I also love doing theater too.
True
So
story.
to prepare for that, I didn't really need to like research much or anything because I already like felt the emotion that he's feeling. But I also watched the movies a couple times just to like see it, different scenes with different emotions, stuff like that. So.
Right, cool. Kayla or Cecilia, do you have anything to add to preparing how you, because you are clearly ladies, so how did you prepare to play this role as a male? Let's go with Kayla first.
Okay, so when I got Troy, I was really excited. So I practiced my showers and the dances. And I mean, my dances in the showers. But I don't recommend doing that because they're going to fall and it's not going to be good.
Yes.
Also, and like before auditions, I practiced a lot of basketball because I used to play a lot. And I worked on new skills and I got it. And then we got to use some of it for Get Your Head in the Game, which is one of the songs featuring Troy in High School Musical.
Perfect. Cecilia, what about you?
Okay, well, before before we started High School Musical, I've actually never seen the movie before.
Right.
So I watched it the day that we announced the roles. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, you're Troy."
You didn't watch it before?
Nope.
So you didn't really know who you had?
Well, no, I watched it right before, like the day of announcing.
Oh, gotcha. Just before we announced the roles. Gotcha.
Yeah, just before, and everyone was like freaking out the first time. I'm like, oh yeah, I've actually never seen the movie. They're like, what? That was my childhood. How could you have never seen that before? But I watched it, and then when you told me, I kind of cried because I was very happy.
You did. And that's okay. They were tears of joy, and you had friends around you who supported you and congratulated you because that's what people do at Marquee. Pretty awesome people at Marquee. And they're very supportive in our classroom, right? Yeah, perfect. How about we tell a little bit about you guys talk about you guys as a person. What is your history in theater and performance, and like what is it that you've done? Let's go in reverse order this time. Let's go with Lucas first.
Well, I haven't started that long ago. I think I started, my first one was The Lion King, and I was in grade 7 at that time. And I was really new. I wasn't confident. But then you came out with the Elite Intermediate group that next year, so I auditioned to get into that, and that show was Thoroughly Modern Millie, and that was a blast. I mean, it was amazing. Everyone in it was amazing. I
were
grew
great.
a lot.
You were very good in it.
Yeah, I grew a lot because of that. Just being surrounded by people who have such great work ethic and so talented. Even in the intermediate group, they're still talented. But the amount, like, we were ready for the show 4 months before we were presenting it.
I couldn't
that was
agree
amazing.
more. You guys were the intermediate elite group. You have to audition, just to help people understand. You have to audition to get into this group because we want people in there. It's basically a group that's intended to have very focused kids in there. And so, like you said, when you have a group of kids together who are like that, it's not a recreational team. It's like having the rep team. It's like that. If you consider it like sports, it's very much like that. And so when you have a group of very focused individuals together, the outcome is usually a little bit stronger just because they work hard at home. They know the responsibilities. They take the time at home to do their homework and they come in prepared. So when we have our next class, we're not reviewing. We don't have to spend so much time reviewing. We're actually immediately able to just do a quick review and then add more on. So yeah, the process went so much faster. So we were able to do more and more. Actually, were all of you involved in our elite program at some point? Jordan, were you? Yeah. So you guys all know what that's like. And so once you have all that information, you guys know the blocking, it's all been given to you, practiced it. We're able to get to a point where we're running the whole show and running the whole show. And the more times you get to run it, the stronger your performance becomes and the stronger your show gels. it gels together and becomes so much tighter, right? So you guys have been in both the recreational programs and like this one, High School Musical, and the Elite, and but yeah, I mean, both outcomes are still great. I just think it's a faster process with the Elite program, a lot faster, just because you're so diligent. So yeah, good points, Mr. Lucas. Cecilia, what about you? What's your background?
Um, well, the first time I ever did like theater was at a different production called Spotlight, I'm pretty sure, and it was when I was in either third or fourth grade, and we did Cinderella, and I was Cinderella. Woohoo.
Of course.
Yeah, and it was kind of like it wasn't as like professional, I guess, or really like I don't like really kind of intense, I guess, as Marquee. And so when I came to Marquee the next year to do Elf, I was like, wow, this is really different because we had a huge studio because the other one we were practicing in a school. So
Mm-hmm.
just like a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And there was maybe 7 people in the whole like thing. So it was kind of difficult to put on a really good show, but I think we did pretty well. Yeah,
Cool.
but I've been doing Marquee since I was in 4th or 5th grade, and I'm in 8th grade, so 3 or 4 years. Yep.
Do you know that when Marquis started, we rehearsed in a barn? True story. We rehearsed Little Shop of Horrors in somebody's barn.
Wow.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
I know.
Mhm.
Kayla, over to you.
So I have been performing since I don't even know when, since like as long as my memory goes. Um, I've done about 23 productions overall that I can remember, and 18 at Marquee, and the first one that I can remember I was 8 years old. I was just going into 4th grade, and currently I'm in 9th grade. Um, yeah, and performing with Marquee is a lot of fun. And
Great.
I've done different production companies in the past, but I think Marquee is my favorite. So I keep
Aw,
going back.
thanks. We're glad to have you. Ryan, over to you, bud.
Okay.
Can I
So
just say,
I started
can I just say
in grade.
something first
Yeah.
before? This COVID situation has your hair looking like the perfect Troy right about now. I
Yeah.
have to say. Yes, I know.
I was intending to grow up my hair a little bit, but it kind of went a bit past that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I started in about grade 4, I think. So that's 5 years, maybe 4.5. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And my first show was Shrek the musical. I was captain of the guards and also a skunk, which was pretty cool.
That's right.
And yeah, I've done a bunch of shows. I don't know how many to be exact, but in a lot of them, I would get like kind of the side funny kind of character. In Lion King, I was Timon. In Really Modern Millie, which a few people in here I was with, I was Ching Ho. And so yeah, I feel like it's always really fun being goofy and stuff. But I feel like also as I've done more theater, I've kind of grown as a person, and then that's kind of also been reflected. Like I've been getting more serious roles lately, which is I was Aladdin before, and then I got Troy. So I feel like it reflects me a lot. And
full circle.
yeah.
You've done like a nice, good, rounded group, different types of personalities, right?
Yeah.
That stretches you as a performer. So yeah, that's awesome. Perfect. Cool. Jordan, over to you.
All right. So I believe I've been doing sort of theater with Marquee for about 4 years now. I think I started back in 2016. My first production was Hairspray.
That part I knew. I didn't remember the year, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I remember back then I was not confident at all. I was a very shy boy and I would not talk to anyone. But now, and when I started Marquee, I didn't really like it because I was, shy and I didn't, like being in a different sort of extracurricular program. But as I got into it, I really started to grow as a person. In like when I did Hairspray, I just found being part of that collaborative effort and everything, and just having everyone supporting you and being part of that team, it really helped me. So to be the good person I am today, it really helped. So I believe I about maybe 18 shows, including the summer camps and the little elf mini shows we did at the tree lighting festival in Sheryl. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you've been pretty involved, and with a plethora of different roles too behind you. A lot of fun stuff. Some serious roles, grumpy roles. You were also Aladdin. Actually, the three guys here were all played Aladdin. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, the hair. Well, fantastic. I thank you also for your time today. Let's have our Gabriellas join us again. Come back in, ladies. Here we are. There you are. Fantastic. Well, I just want to say a special thank you for giving me some time out of your day to share your stories and to talk to our audience, if you will, about your High School Musical experience. And I think it's important that we send out as many positive messages out there during this particular time because it is trying for a lot of people. So there is this great song that's in this show, and I think the title alone sends a really great message out there. So together we're going to share this. 3, 2, 1.
We're all in this together.
That's right. Thank you very much again, and have a great day.
We're all in this together.